Welcome, everyone, to your new moon in Libra solar eclipse horoscopes and tarotscopes for your solar eclipse new moon on Saturday, October 14th, 2023. We're going to talk all about this new moon solar eclipse and how you can make the most of it, and also what eclipses are all about. I'm going to talk all about that today. Hello, Bot. Nice to see you. So let's get started. Our solar eclipse is in Libra, and it is a process. You're not going to feel everything happening on Saturday, right? It'll take 6 months for the energy to fulfill. In fact, you actually may have feeling the effects of this eclipse previously. It could be 6 months on either side, right? But typically it's around the eclipse. Hey, John Morgan, nice to see you. So it's a process, right? And it's at 21 degrees Libra. You might not have anything at 21 degrees in your chart. Therefore, it's not going to really be a big deal for you. There are plenty of eclipses where we just skate by and everything is the same. But what eclipses do is help shift us to where we need to be. It's often a course correction, which we're going to talk about. With this new moon in Libra, the impact is going to be about balance. Where do we need to balance in our lives? It's going to be about partnerships. Which ones do you want? Which ones don't you want? And harmony. Libra is all about harmony. So the big question for all of us this new moon solar eclipse is, am I balancing my needs, my personal needs, with my bonds, with my relationships? So you may be going too far and acquiescing too much, or maybe you need to consider the other person's perspective. So this eclipse is going to help us to balance, particularly in regard to partnerships. Now, your solar eclipse versus a new moon is that a solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the sun and the earth, blocking the sun's light and creating a shadow on the earth. That's why we don't light candles. We don't do any form of magic under the eclipse, because the energy is a bit wonky and unpredictable, and there's a shadow. So it's almost like a new moon with a full moon, right? Because there's that level of darkness. A new moon occurs when the moon is in conjunction with the sun, but does not create a shadow on the earth. But during a solar eclipse, the moon's shadow on the earth can be seen as a total or partial eclipse, depending on the location of the observer. So this new moon is a partial eclipse. The one that we're going to have in April is going to be a total eclipse. During a new moon, there is no visible shadow on earth, and a solar eclipse is more rare and dramatic than a new moon. Let me see. I'm going to go to my office job in a few weeks or more back in the office. I got some bad energy, so that I went to that. How do I feel better about bad energy in that office? Is there any good? Yes. So don't focus on what you're getting. Focus on the energy you're flowing. If you're flowing love, then no weapon can prosper against you. So worry about yourself, the energy you're flowing, because if you're experiencing bad energy, quite frankly, you might be flowing that energy and you're getting it back. Additionally, a solar eclipse versus a lunar eclipse. Now, we're going to have a lunar eclipse October 28th, right? So a solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the sun and the earth, blocking the sun's light and creating a shadow on the earth. A lunar eclipse occurs when the earth passes between the sun and the moon, casting a shadow on the moon. A solar eclipse can only occur during a new moon, while a lunar eclipse can only occur during a full moon. A solar eclipse is rarer than a lunar eclipse, as it requires a more precise alignment of the sun, moon, and earth. K1 count. Yes, you'll be fine. Just flow love to everybody. Flow love to everybody. Focus on what you're flowing, and you'll be good. You'll make lots of friends. Lots of friends. Additionally, what can you expect? What can you expect from a solar eclipse? This solar eclipse in particular? Well, shifts in energy. Solar eclipses bring about a potent energy that can usher in significant changes or transformation. New beginnings. Astrologically, solar eclipses are associated with new beginnings or the start of a new chapter in one's life. Revelations and insights. Eclipses can bring hidden things to light. This may mean unexpected news, secrets being revealed, or sudden insights into personal situations. Also, eclipses are associated with a sense of fate. Events or encounters around this time of a solar eclipse might feel fated or particularly significant. So you want to roll with the punches. You know, it's a matter of just let the universe have its way with you under the eclipse, because things have already been set into effect, and whatever winds up happening is for your overall well-being. So just keep that in mind. It's nothing scary about the eclipse. Implications for this eclipse. Well, it's a South Node eclipse, right? So because the South Node has to do with the past, we can't change by doing the same thing that we had done before. So change can't come from old ways. This eclipse is widely square to Pluto. Now, that is a big deal because squares require change. It's like something's got to give. I cannot stand this any longer. This needs to change. That's what the energy of a square is, particularly with a square involving Pluto. So there's a strong desire for transformation. Change is stability. The only constant in our life is change. Everything is constantly changing. So if we hold still and don't change, well, that's going to be a problem, and it's going to really, really hurt. So you want to go with the flow. The only constant is change, and you want to keep in that flow because, as Bruce Lee once said, flowing water never grows stale. So you want to keep connected to the universe, the abundance of the universe, and keep in flow as much as possible. Eclipses bring change, and this one particularly emphasizes the need for a new approach. We can't keep doing the things that we've always been doing and get the same results. And of course, it's better to voluntarily adapt than to wait for forced changes. So the universe gives us a little bit of a nudge, right? A little bit of a nudge. Okay, you might want to change this, right? And we don't get it. A brick might fall, and then worst case scenario, it's like it's taken away from you, or the change is made for you. So you want to be proactive and say, okay, this is not cool. I need to make a change here. I'm not feeling balanced. I feel things are out of whack. And what can you do to soften that a little bit, to make things easier for you? Because that's what the point of the eclipse is. You want everything to flow better and to feel better. And that's what the eclipse can do. Eclipse details. So for you, if you have a planet or a point, particularly your sun, rising sign, or moon, between 17 and 25 degrees, especially if that planet is in Libra, Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, or Capricorn. If it's hitting the cardinal signs, you're going to be affected by this eclipse. So if you're a Capricorn rising at, say, 22 degrees, you're going to experience this eclipse. Particularly also if it is you have a planet or point in Libra. But check out your cardinal signs. What do you have between 17 and 25 degrees in Libra, Aries, Cancer, or Capricorn? That is going to be a game changer for you if you do. The tighter the orb, so our eclipse is at 21. If you have it smack dab right on 21, that's going to be very significant. If it's further away, not as significant. The area of your life that is going to be affected is where 21 degrees of Libra falls in your astrology chart. So what we're going to do today is general horoscopes and tarotscopes. And you can listen to that and determine how you might be affected by this eclipse. Or you can also check out where 21 degrees of Libra falls in your chart. Our last solar eclipse, at 21 degrees Libra was in October of 2004. So if you can think back to what was going on in your life during that time, that's probably going to give you some indication of how this eclipse may affect you. So one thing you can do if you have Gmail, you can do a search for October 2004, and that might give you an idea. Oh, okay, now I remember. I was going through this. If you don't have a good memory, that's a thing you can do. Hey, Kelsey, nice to see you. Happy Tuesday to you. Additionally, the significance, this solar eclipse is in Libra, the only sign in the zodiac ruled by an inanimate object, the scales. Libra represents harmony, balance, fairness, and justice. It concerns relationships and relating to others. So all of us collectively are going to get an upgrade there. Libra is the opposite of Aries. Aries is all about autonomy and independence. Libra is all about collaboration and partnership. The eclipse touches on the balance between independence and relationship. So if we've been addicted to our autonomy, this is an opportunity to balance more. If we've been too codependent, this is an opportunity to become more independent. Hey, Casmar, nice to see you. So, as we said, it's a process. You're not going to feel anything. Well, you may. It could happen this Saturday, for sure. But typically, it's around the eclipse, and it takes 6 months. So don't worry. It's a process. And the impact, again, irrespective of your sign, is going to be around balance, partnerships, and harmony. And the big question, are you balancing your personal needs with your bonds, your independence with your ability to collaborate, etc. So let's start, of course, with Aries. So Aries, this solar eclipse is hitting your 7th house of partnerships. Themes include relationship dynamics, unexpected allies, and it's an opportunity for you to cultivate connections. The right partners may surprise you. So what you might want to do, Aries, is smooth out a new relationship story for yourself over the next 6 months. Hey, Ally, nice to see you. The cats and I made it safely back to Canada. It wasn't a great journey for them, but all is well now. I'm so glad all is well. Welcome back. Welcome back. And say hi to your kitties for me. So essentially, Aries, it's all about creating new relationship stories. So we all have beliefs, and those beliefs act as a filter, right, through which we see the world. So if I am seeing the world and my relationships as, oh, I always get taken advantage of, or I always get betrayed, well, that creates a vibrational field that attracts that to me, right? So what you want to do, Aries, is make sure that your relationship story is aligned with your goals. If you want something, you have to believe that that is possible for you. So work on leaning into partnerships more if you can, and also determine what it is that you need to do to balance, right? We're responsible for 50% of every relationship that we're in. So are you doing your 50%, or are you doing more than 50%? But overall, it's a new relationship paradigm story for you. So if you are used to seeing the same patterns in your relationships, the common denominator is you. And you need to, under this eclipse, take drastic responsibility and say, okay, I need to change my relationship story. Otherwise, it might be a matter of you going to that next level, or you might actually find someone, right? And of course, the opposite holds true. You might be like, I can't do this anymore. I can't be with this person. They're not a vibrational match. So go for it. Cultivate your connections. And let's see, Aries, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your solar new moon eclipse in Libra. Wisdom for Aries. Wisdom for Aries. Wisdom for Aries. Wisdom for Aries. Ah, how nice. 6 of Cups. So 6 of Cups, Crowley actually said this is one of the best cards in the pack. It's about simple, innocent pleasures, right? And it's about, essentially doing a good turn for another. And with 6 of Cups, this is encouraging you to reflect back to the past. Maybe it's a matter of healing your past relationships and experiences. I would say that with this being a self-node eclipse, it's going to be important for you to leave the past behind in some respects. So say you do have a relationship that had already started. That doesn't mean that you can't go on a trajectory with this person, a new trajectory, but it has to be a completely different vibratory relationship, if that makes sense. So with 6 of Cups, I would say the advice is focus on simple, innocent pleasures. Focus on giving and receiving and just being loving. I think that adding just more love to all of your relationships is a good way to go. Just think about those simple, innocent pleasures. And there also might be some kind of answer for you located in the past. The 6 of Cups pertains to the past. So maybe in order for you to create a new relationship story, you have to heal a relationship from your past that is still triggering you and not getting you the results you receive that you've been receiving. So do whatever you can to send love to yourself back into the past and heal past relationships. That'll really help you. Sin, nice to see you. You looked up. Oh, you looked up. I thought you almost said you woke up. I thought you said you woke up. I was like, wow, that's great. Hey, Brooklyn Way, nice to see you. So yeah, 6 of Cups is a great card, Aries. Do enjoy your new moon. Focus on simple, innocent pleasures, things that bring you joy. So Taurus, this new moon solar eclipse in Libra is hitting your 6th house of lifestyle. So it's all about work, health, your day-to-day regime, the nuts and bolts of your daily operations. So big themes for you over the next 6 months. You might want to assess your routine. What are you doing on a regular basis? Could it be streamlined? Could your process be made more efficient? Do you want to incorporate new habits into your life? More self-care. So you want to prioritize your self-care. That's really key. You want to get your life with a 6th house transit moving like a well-oiled machine, right? You want to have it really feel good. So prioritize your self-care and also keystone habits. So keystone habits are essentially those habits that you do on a regular basis, usually daily, that are aligned with your goals and your values. So for instance, if you know that tapping is really good for you, and every time you tap, you feel really great afterwards and you have a great day, tap. If you feel that every time you exercise, you feel amazing afterwards and you have a great day, well, do that, right? Consider what it is that you can do on a regular basis to make you feel better. Likewise, if you find every time you have, I don't know, Japanese food, you feel bad because there's so much salt in it, well, stop the salt in your Japanese food, right? Cut back what feels bad and pump up. Do more of what feels good, essentially. And some changes over the next 6 months might reshape your daily routines. This might be a nice way of saying your job is probably going to change, right? Because it is a 6th house transit and our work is very much associated with the 6th house. So there are probably going to be changes on the work front, right? Which is good because change is stability and it's just going to make things easier for you. So over the next 6 months, refine your daily habits for a healthier lifestyle. You want to feel as perfect as possible. We can't always be perfect, right? But we can feel perfect. So let's see, Taurus, what wisdom from the Tower you get for your new moon solar eclipse in Libra. Wisdom for Taurus. 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 Okay, so don't take this the wrong way. You got Three of Swords. Now, this does not mean heartbreak because it's swords, and swords are the intellect, right? So essentially with Three of Swords, you're thinking in such a way about some matter that is making you feel heartbroken. So you can always look at something differently. And that's the big message with Three of Swords, that you're thinking about something in a way that is not conducive to you feeling good. And that, of course, then affects your heart, right? It makes you feel bad. So in regard to your lifestyle, your job, your health, anything there's another way for you to look at it that is going to make life easier for you. Right now, in some respects, according to this card, you might be screwing yourself. And what I mean by that is not looking at things in a way that is conducive to your well-being. So for instance, if you don't like your job, you hate it, and you feel like you're stuck, well, you got to look at the positive. You have a job to go to. You're able to pay your bills. Likewise, there's also many, many other jobs out there. So if you don't think that you have opportunities, well, look at it another way. Maybe having a conversation with somebody who has what you want can help you transfer that energy. But essentially, the big lesson with the Three of Swords is don't think in a way that feels bad. Because whenever we're thinking in a way that feels bad, we're not seeing it the way Source sees it. So you want to see things the way Source sees it. And Source is infinite and abundant. So start looking at things with more of a sense of abundance, and you're going to do much, much better over the next 6 months with this solar eclipse. Gemini. So Gemini, this solar eclipse is fun for you. It's hitting your 5th house of pleasure, joy, true love, romance, your creations, including your children if you got kids. So over the next 6 months, themes, you want to savor joy. Learn how to have as much fun as possible. Follow your excitement. Do what lights you up. Balance is key with this. So it's going to be important for you to balance things, right? You don't want to only be working, and you don't want to only be playing. You want to have that balance. And creative potential. There's a tremendous amount of creative potential. You might find, Gemini, over the next 6 months, like, oh, wow, I had no idea I was such a great artist. Or I had no idea I could dance so well. Or anything, right? So explore your talents, follow your excitement. There might be unexpected joys from unexpected places. So follow your excitement, follow your bliss, right? And you want to, over the next 6 months, embrace new avenues of creativity and love. That'll be a lot of fun, Gemini. A lot of fun. So let's see, Gemini, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your new moon solar eclipse. Wisdom for Gemini. 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 The devil. Okay, so with the devil, it's a matter of we need both expansion, which is aligned with Jupiter or Sagittarius energy, but we also need a certain amount of restriction or contraction, which is aligned with Saturn and Capricorn energy. And that's what this is. So in some ways, you need to restrict yourself and be responsible. Freedom is responsibility. So you handle your tasks and then you get to play, right? You can only have freedom when you are responsible. So that's really key. I think with the Devil card, the big lesson is to look at what bedevils you, like what makes you a little bit obsessive, what gets you a little bit crazy. You want to watch out for unhealthy attachments with the Devil card. So you want to look at where it is that you could be stifling your creativity in light of this 5th house transit you're going through. I would also say that positively, the Devil is about great creative power, right? So you might, if you are obsessing about things, for instance, or feeling stuck, you might need to channel that really raw creative energy into a project. And I would say with the Devil, this is an expression, God comes down to earth and creates a religion, and the Devil comes right down after and organizes it. So this might be about you needing to organize your life, especially even your creativity. For instance, say you want to have a child. Okay, well, you got to make sure the child's room is set up, and you want to, paint the walls, get your bassinet. Likewise, if you want to write a book, well, it probably would be helpful to have a structure in place. What does it look like, right? How are you going to hammer out this book? Are you going to be writing every day? What does your process look like? So get organized, restrict where you need to, but watch out for obsession, right? Obsession is really key to the Devil card in the sense that you want to use obsession and you want to make sure that you're channeling things in a structured way. If you can implement more structure and organization into your life, that's going to probably offset any obsessive tendencies. So happy new moon in Libra, Gemini. Cancer. So Cancer, this is a watery transit for you. It's on an angle. The new moon solar eclipse will be transiting your 4th house of emotional security. Typically, this house might be called House of Home and Family, but really, it's whatever makes you feel at home within the self, whatever makes you feel emotionally secure. You want to cherish your sanctuary. And we carry our home around wherever it is that we go, right? So you want to essentially achieve a new level of inner peace. And you can do that by making sure that your home is really comfortable and it's a place for you to replenish and restore yourself. So do what you can to spend more time on the home front. You might want to find new things to do that make you feel more emotionally secure. And you want to nurture your bonds. So if you have some family members that you may have lost touch with, maybe it's a matter of you reconnect with them. Maybe it's a matter of connecting with those people that make you feel unconditionally loved. A 4th house transit is a real mama bear transit. And what I mean by that is it's all about tapping into the power of the divine mother to give yourself unconditional love. And then that unconditional love that you give for yourself, you can channel to other people. So expect avenues to inner peace over the next 6 months, and those avenues may surprise you. You want to invest in your sanctuary and your family ties over the next 6 months. Invest in whatever makes you feel really, really good and at home within the self. You want to feel like really yummy, like all tucked in and cared for as much as possible over the next 6 months. So let's see, Cancer, what wisdom you get from the tarot for this new moon solar eclipse in Libra. Wisdom for Cancer, 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 wisdom for Cancer. 3 of Wands. This is all about established strength, right? So with the 3 of Wands, it's about realizing that you have accomplished a lot. Maybe even in regard to your family. Maybe you've had really, really great success with your family and people are happy and there's more love. In any case, the Three of Wands encourages you to be a leader, and you are a leader being under the sign of Cancer because you're a cardinal sign. You're an initiator. And the Three of Wands is all about that level of leadership. So if you feel in your family that people need to come together, maybe you're the one who's going to orchestrate those plans. Maybe you're the one who's going to pick up the phone and say, I'm sorry, to somebody who you lost touch with that you care about a lot, that gives you that level of emotional security. So with Three of Wands, it's about taking the lead and being a leader because you have that established strength. So do whatever it is that you can to also, with Three of Wands, create a personal vision for yourself. What does emotional security, internal emotional happiness, what does that look like for you? Because the Three of Wands encourages you to create a personal vision. And if you can keep that personal vision front of mind, it's going to materialize. Another meaning of Three of Wands is help in making your dreams come true. And in light of this being a fourth house transit for you, your family members might provide either emotional sustenance to help you reach your goals or perhaps even practical help. So keep that in mind, Cancer. Happy new moon. Solar eclipse in Libra. Leo, this new moon, solar eclipse, is hitting your third house of communication. So it's time to reconnect with other people. Leo, you had this past summer, Mercury retrograde, Venus was retrograde in your sign. You know, it wasn't an easy summer for you, most likely. So now it's a time to reconnect. You've learned what you really valued through Venus retrograde, right? You learned what it is that you can do to be a better communicator, perhaps under Mercury retrograde. Now it's time to reconnect because both Mercury and Venus, thanks be to God, are out of their shadow periods. So it's about fresh perspectives as well, Gemini. Seeing things in a new way. You might want to try some new haunts. So say you're used to going to the same coffee shop in your neighborhood. Maybe you go to the one that's across the street, right? Maybe you take a class. Maybe you take a new route to work. But you want to change your perspective over the next 6 months. And genuine interactions. So the third house is all about dialogue and debate and really understanding your own level of logic based on how other people communicate their level of logic, right? So you're going to try to become a better communicator over the next 6 months. Clarity is really, really key with a third house transit. And you also might find yourself writing more or talking more or sharing your creative output, especially your intellectual creative output with other people. And conversations over the next 6 months, conversations that matter might come unexpectedly. Da-da-da-dum. So you never know. A conversation could lead to a whole new thing for you, especially socially. So over the next 6 months, Leo, focus on clear communication and your social bonds. Hang out with those people that light you up, that make you feel good, and do those things that bring you joy. You did not miss Virgo, bot. You did not. So let's see what wisdom we get for Leo for your new moon solar eclipse. Wisdom for Leo with the Tower for the new moon solar eclipse. Wisdom for Leo. Wisdom for Leo. Wisdom for Leo. The devil again! This is the second time, and I cleared the deck. So, for you, Leo, again, it's a matter of know when to restrict yourself and know when to channel that energy into your creativity. So the devil, there's a lot going on here. One, on a positive note, it's all about creating those structures and being responsible, perhaps with your communication. Maybe you need to make sure that you're communicating with yourself in a different way, right? That's a big thing with the third house, actually. It's your mindset. So with the Devil card, I would say, how do you restrict your mind? How can you think more broadly and less restrictively? Likewise, if there are any communication goals that you have, i.e. you want to write a book, you want to do a screenplay, you want to take a class, you've got to carve that time into your schedule and adhere to it. You know, the Devil is really about nose to the grindstone, hard work, right? So maybe it's a matter of creating structure for yourself in terms of your communication goals, i.e. making sure that if you want a new mindset, you create a gratitude list every single morning. It's a keystone habit. You do it like brushing your teeth. Likewise, it could be a matter of making sure that you are really showing up for yourself and being responsible, so then you can have more freedom. Look at whatever it is that devils you, like whatever it is that trips you up and gets you caught in your head, and really look at seeing it in a new way. It's interesting that the Devil keeps coming up. I think in a lot of respects, this is about releasing restrictions and channeling obsession in a way that is more creative and productive. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so Sin is a Leo. I see it as structured to the creativity. In my case, I put it in a Substack or make it ready for the store. I love that. Great. Yes, exactly. Yes, creation needs chaos and structure to make. That's a wonderful, wonderful note. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome, Gayla. You're so welcome. So let's see. Virgo. So Virgo, this new moon solar eclipse is hitting your second house of values and resources. So money is part of this house. Also your self-worth and your talents. So the money that you make is in proportion to the value that you give to the world. So Virgo, this might be a matter of, over the next 6 months, you realize, oh boy, this is really where I'm talented. This is really where I shine and excel. And therefore, if I can monetize that, I'm going to make a lot of money. So really tap into your talents and your skills, your natural talents and abilities. Talent, the word talent in biblical times was a unit of measure. You would give a talent in exchange for something else. It was a form of payment, right? Now, what we do in current times is we utilize our talent to get talent or to get money. So keep that in mind. Explore your talents, your natural talents, and your skills over the next 6 months, Virgo. This is a time for you to get more acquainted with your true values, what really matters to you. An object in motion likes to stay in motion, and Virgo in particular can be very process-oriented. So sometimes we might be pursuing the same goal without realizing that it doesn't really matter much to you anymore. Are you going through the process? Are you confusing habit with instinct, or instinct with habit, rather? So tap into your true values, what really matters to you. This is an opportunity to realign with your self-worth, really tapping into your worthiness and how you deserve whatever it is that you want, right? So long as you're willing to balance that out. And also financial opportunities. There could be some really great financial opportunities over the next 6 months. So do whatever it is that you can to explore your talents and really think about all the abundance in the world and how you can have more of it. What can you do to add more value to the world, and how can that pad your pockets? Your true value, Virgo, might be found in surprising places. And also, you might find that you're most talented in a way that you didn't realize. You also could have some really good financial changes over the next 6 months. So align with your true worth, Virgo, and align with financial growth over the next 6 months. We get what we focus on. So if you're focusing on your finances dwindling, that's not helpful. You want to focus on the growth. You want to see it growing. And you want to make sure that you're aligned with that by taking actions on a regular basis that allow your wealth to grow. So let's see, Virgo, what wisdom you get from the tarot this new moon. Wisdom for Virgo, 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 wisdom for Ooh, King of Pentacles. This is the perfect card to get for a second house transit. That's for sure. This is the rich dude. He's our rich court card. So it's a king. So it's about initiating, right? Cardinal. And it's pentacles. So you want to think from the end, right? So say you are very, very well off financially. You are not only financially set yourself, but you are able to create abundance for other people by virtue of maybe you hire them, or maybe you have trust funds set aside for your family so they're all set. You want to really operate from this place. So Virgo is so intelligent. You know how things work, right? So you might want to just look at what excites you the most and who has done that? Who has done what you want to do? Maybe it might not be the exact same thing, but you're not reinventing the wheel, right? There are all these different business plans or structures and whatnot. You want to just look at that. So tap into this energy. You want to start something, right, that allows you to accumulate more and more wealth, right? You want to take responsibility and be a leader, and think of it not just for yourself, but for your family or for your friends, your heirs, etc. Because this guy is super responsible, and it's just who he is. So you want to tap into that energy of King of Pentacles and start something, initiating something that is very, very prosperous, right? And just stay very grounded. Great card for you to get, Virgo. I think we had a super chat. Hello. Thank you for your super chat, Hedgehog. Hi, Joshua. I'm a Scorpio female. Should I help a male Sagittarius friend named Gus with some personal connections for a documentary project? Nothing specific in it for me, but I can assist. Well, I would say overall, we're going to pull cards in this, of course. I would say overall, you're not under any obligation to help Gus. However, certainly is not going to be bad karma for you if you do, right? So you don't have any responsibility to. But let's just see what it looks like if you help your friend Gus. Your male Sagittarius friend. Let's see. So if Hedgehog helps Gus, if Hedgehog helps Gus, if Hedgehog helps Gus, if Hedgehog helps Gus, if Hedgehog helps Gus. So if you help Gus, so absolutely help him. Absolutely, Hedgehog. If you help him, number one, you get the happiness card. So this is about wish fulfillment. We got to remember, right, that we are attracting what we're giving. So it's this continuous loop. I give you love, you give me love, right? Or if I give you love, I might not get love from you, but I'll get it from somewhere else, right? So you want to give just for the point of giving. You don't want to give to receive. I know in our society, life has become very transactional, but you want to be able to give whenever you can. And that is a very Scorpio thing. Scorpios are definitely the sharers. of the zodiac. Not as much as Pisces, but Scorpio does get empowerment through combining resources. So 9 of Cups is really good. Then you get the 2 of Wands in regard to your question. That's about your personal power, and it also is a partnership opportunity, right? And then you get the Death card. And that is a matter of this is going to be empowering for you, and it also might be an opportunity for Gus to help you. So I would go forward with it. If as long as it's not taking anything away from you and you're not going to feel any loss, then I would absolutely go for it. It could be a really nice partnership. So thank you, Hedgehog, for your super chat. I am accepting them in between. So $5 plus if you have a question that you want answered that's personal for you, and I'll handle that throughout our Tarotscopes. Oh, my pleasure, Hedgehog. Thank you for your super chat. So let's go to the star of the show, this new moon solar eclipse, Libra. Happy new moon solar eclipse, Libra, in your sign. This is hitting your house of identity, your first house. So this is a big deal. However, again, check your chart. If you're a 1 degree Libra and you don't have anything at 21 degrees or around that, you're probably going to be in the clear. You'll skate past this and nothing will really be changed. However, if that 21 degrees Libra is hitting a significant area in your chart, particularly your sun, rising, or moon, well, yeah, this is going to be quite the transformative path for you. It's all about letting go, right? And it's all about determining what part of your life is no longer relevant. What part of you is worn out and old and really doesn't make sense. So you want to drop something from your personality. You want to reflect on lessons. Like, what did you learn over the past year? Especially in regard to your relationships, right? And how you show up in your relationships. So reflect on your lessons. Remember, we're 50% responsible for every relationship that we're in. So if you're not happy with the turnout of one relationship, take drastic responsibility and say, okay, well, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. It's also a matter of taking drastic responsibility for what you're attracting into your life. If you're not getting back what you would like, then you need to give back more. You need to show up differently. You need to create the vibrational atmosphere conducive to the relationship that you want. So reflect on your lessons. What did you learn? And embrace the journey. You know, a first house solar eclipse transit, it's all about allowing the universe to have its way with you and doing the right thing based upon your values. So a transformative surprise awaits you, Libra. There's going to be a lot of things that are transforming in your life, most likely. But most important, it's going to be your perception, your perspective, and your personality. So think of those P's. If you're not happy with your personal reality, then all you need to do is change your personality. And that really is most likely what is going to happen for you, Libra, over this next 6 months. You're going to probably change your personality. So apply the year's lessons and grow personally over the next 6 months. Growth is key. And it's not easy. It's not always easy to grow, right? And to expand. It requires at times swallowing quite a few jagged little pills. Oh, geez, I did that. I got myself into this situation. But once you take drastic responsibility for everything in your life, you then get to change it. Right? So I think that especially for Libras, and I think we all fall into this at times, we can sometimes play the victim, right? Some people make it an art form and they're like professional victims, right? But all of us, to a certain degree, can sometimes feel as if we've gotten the short end of the stick. And with this eclipse, it's an opportunity for you to take drastic responsibility, because once you take responsibility for something, you can change it. So you always want to cultivate that internal locus of control, so you're not feeling as if there are these forces that are acting against you. So everything is happening on the inside and is pushed out. So everybody that we encounter is ourselves pushed inside out. So if you're attracting people that are amazing and loving and kind, well, that's because you are that way. So keep that in mind, and also keep in mind the reverse. If you're feeling that all you attract is selfish people who can't do X, Y, B, or Z, well, again, you want to, especially in your relationships, the smartest thing to do is make a list of all the things that you want in your relationship with that person and become that person, because then you'll attract that person by virtue of like attracting like. So let's see, Libra, what advice you get, what wisdom you get for your solar eclipse in your sign. Libra, advice for 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 Libra. Death! Da-da-da-dum! So, oh, is there an error message? I'm sorry if that's the case. Are we back? Are we okay? I'm not getting you're not getting an error message now, are you? Hopefully you're not. Don't know, way it looks good here. Okay, well, let me know. Hopefully everything's fine. But anyway, death. So Libra, the death card is actually a really positive card. Very, very rarely does it pertain to a physical death. If anything, it could be a birth, you know, baby on the way, right? But the big thing is with the death card, it's all about releasing and letting go of things that no longer serve you, because you can't have death without birth. And this is like a birthing time for you. You're becoming more of your authentic self through this solar eclipse. So in order for you to do that, you need to make some changes, and you need to let go of anything that feels bad, anything that's toxic, anything that undermines your sense of self-worth, and also anything that is not authentic to you. This transit for you is all about your authenticity. You're to become more of who you actually are over the next 6 months. What that means is that there might be some things that are inauthentic that you've been doing or thinking, etc., that does not align with your ideal self or your higher self, right? That self that can achieve everything that you want. So what needs to go? That's really the big question. And allow yourself to be flexible. When we get the death card in a reading, it's important to go with the flow, be flexible, or else it's going to hurt like hell. So do whatever you can to release resistance and go with the flow. And remember that what is for you isn't going to pass you by. So don't hold on too tightly to things, because that is going to create an energy drain that's not aligned with who you are, right? You are ruled by Venus. You attract things. You don't chase, right? So allow yourself to imbue the energy that you want to experience and allow yourself to attract. And along the way with the death card, let go of anything that is heavy or problematic or toxic, etc. So happy new moon solar eclipse in your sign, Libra. Scorpio. So Scorpio, this is a watery transit for you. It's hitting your 12th house, this solar eclipse, 12th house of the subconscious. So it's all about your inner growth. Almost like energetically, you got the death card too with this transit, right? So it's time for you to embrace change, right? And also retrain your mind. So essentially with the 12th house transit, we all have had impressions placed on our subconscious. So when we're born, let's say we're a tabula rasa, a clean slate, and we pick up our parents, caretakers, all of their beliefs, which, if you think about it, is absolutely terrifying, right? You don't want to think like your parents. No matter how amazing your parents may have been, by virtue of evolution, you're going to be able to think in ways that are much more evolved and spiritually in sync with the universe than your parents, right? However, it's not easy to like wipe the slate clean, right? Especially if you're used to thinking in a certain way. So retrain your mind to see what you want to see. You're very, very disciplined, Scorpio. So if anybody can self-correct, it is you. You're very, very, very good at giving yourself rules to follow. So if you feel that you're thinking about something in a way that doesn't feel good, well, give yourself a slap on the wrist and look at it in a different way. I will say over the next 6 months, Scorpio, you probably need to take it down a notch and get more sleep. Scorpios have tremendous powers of regeneration. Their physical presence alone can be a healing. But in order for them to really capitalize on their powerful transformative energies, they need to rest and recuperate. And this transit is really about that. It's about processing everything that's gone on over the last year. And we do that via sleep. In fact, some say that sleep can actually be more productive energetically than when we're conscious. So get your rest. The depth of your insights this solar eclipse over the next 6 months might surprise you. You might realize self-sabotaging behavior patterns. Oh my God, I do that all the time. It's me. And if you can do that, you are on your way to changing your reality to your liking. So it's a matter of really looking at what it is that you hadn't seen before. Your intuition is probably going to be even more in tune over the next 6 months. So you want to dive deep into your self-awareness and your spirituality. So allow yourself to find that place of faith. This is really all about trust for you, Scorpio, this transit. So remember, we're always trusting in something. Always. So even if you believe that it's going to go to hell in a handbasket or it's all going to be screwed up royally, you're trusting that it's going to be screwed up royally. So if you're always trusting in something, why not trust that everything is going to work out for you? That every obstacle is a stepping stone, right? You want to just, over the next 6 months, find a way to release energy while you sleep or through meditation, through affirmations, and make it part of your lifestyle, right? You want to allow yourself to keep flowing, right? Flowing water never grows stale. So what practices can you incorporate that are going to be good for your spiritual self? Is it meditation? Is it exercise? Is it affirmations? Is it more sleep? Is it gratitude lists? But you want to essentially really train your subconscious over the next 6 months because we get what we subconsciously believe that we are. And again, it's tough, right? Because we're not conscious of it. So you want to tap into those subconscious beliefs and impress upon your subconscious what you want to achieve as if it's already happened. And there's so many tricks and tips to doing this. And Scorpio has a leg up just because they're very intuitive. So let's see, and psychological. Let's see what wisdom Scorpio gets in this new moon solar eclipse. Wisdom from the tarot for Scorpio. Wisdom for Scorpio. Wisdom for Scorpio. Wisdom for Scorpio. Wisdom for Scorpio. Nice. Success. 6 of Pentacles. So 6 of Pentacles is about the haves and have-nots. You have something that somebody else doesn't have, and they have something that you don't have, and you put them together, and that is beautiful. Balance is beautiful. So with the 6 of Pentacles, I'd also say that you probably are going to be experiencing some payoff from your efforts. If you feel like you've been just working and working and working and not getting anything back in return or not as much back as you might like, the 6 of Pentacles is a good sign. This says you're going to get some kind of payoff finally, right? But it also tells you to look at how you can be of service to other people and how then they can also be of service to you. Also with the success card, there might be a shift in power in your life. So it might be a matter of you have always been doing something for a friend and all of a sudden it's a matter of you need something, and then they balance it, right? So this is about balance, payoff. Look for situations in which you have plenty, and then do whatever it is that you can to give whatever it is that you have. Because you want to remember, abundance is a flow, right? Money, for instance, is constantly circulating. So as soon as we worry about money, or we hoard our money, or we hold on too tightly to our money, or we get resentful about having to spend our money, we're not in touch with that flow, right? So you want to know that it's always circulating, and you always want to be circulating. And when you pay a bill, for instance, and you let go of it and you pay it joyfully, you allow that energy to circulate and to come back to you. Unlike if you're paying a bill and you're grinding your teeth and you're, I hate paying this bill. Well, you're holding on to its energy and you're not allowing the energy to circulate. So you have to pay the bill anyway. Pay it joyfully, right? And give as much as you possibly can, right? Because you are a giver. And if you're tapped into source, love energy, you'll always be flowing. I know a Scorpio, she's always flowing something. Like she never really stops. And she's wildly successful. So keep that in mind. Hello, 𝐏𝐬𝐲𝐜𝐡𝐢𝐜. Thank you for your super chat. Doing all that, will we have better health? We, the royal we. Who's the royal we, 𝐏𝐬𝐲𝐜𝐻? Is it, Scorpios in particular? Or we as in you and your hubby, etc. But let's just see if you, 𝐏𝐬𝐲𝐜𝐻, will have better health. Health. Yes. Health. Let's see. Will 𝐏𝐬𝐲𝐜𝐻 have better health? King of Wands, Strength, High Priestess. I think so. Okay. Yes. You. We'll do you. Scorpios. Okay. Well, I mean, we can't say all Scorpios are going to have poor health or good health or whatever, right? That's too general. But I can speak to you. I would say with King of Wands, you have to allow yourself to initiate a vision. What does perfect health look like to you, right? What does it look like when you have the most vitality that you've ever had in your entire life? What does it feel like when all of your cells are dancing, are joyful and alive, right? How does that feel? So keep that in mind. With the Strength card, 𝐏𝐬𝐲𝐜𝐻, you want to make sure that you are... Okay, so in this card, right, she's gently prying open or closing, depending on your perspective, the lion's mouth, right? So she has to befriend the lion. With you, what you want to do is say, if you do something, it's not good for your health. You want to be gentle with yourself and with soft control, do what you can to lead yourself in a different direction. So this is probably not the best example, but bear with me. Say you just have this habit of having hot fudge sundaes every day for lunch. Sounds amazing, right? But you know that it's probably not good for you. It's too much sugar, too much fat, not much nutrition. So with the Strength card, it's a matter of, oh, geez, I'm going to have to limit this. Maybe I'm going to have half of a hot fudge sundae this afternoon, or maybe I'm going to save that for a treat once a week, whatever it is. But you want to have that level of soft control. And with your vision of great health, and with you curbing habits, doing what you need to do, also the Strength card might be about implementing something. I don't want to go to the gym, or I don't want to go for a walk. And it's a matter of you need to take that soft control, get yourself to whatever it is that you can do that's going to make you feel better, get yourself moving. And then with the High Priestess, very naturally, you're going to find yourself experiencing a change. You're going to tap into a new timeline in which you are healthy. So there's a very, very healthy version of you. You need to most likely, under this eclipse, release energy of that old you that self-identifies as unhealthy or whatever it is. And you got to tap into that energy, that vision of you being really, really healthy. And it's going to be great. So I hope that helps, 𝐏𝐬𝐲𝐜𝐻. And thank you for the super chat. You have ice cream every day? Yeah, well, so do I. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Anyway, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this is a fun, airy transit for you. The new moon solar eclipse will be hitting your 11th house of hopes, dreams, wishes, ideals, friends, and community. So big themes, follow your dreams. Remember that the supply exceeds the demand, meaning that you don't have a desire that can't be fulfilled. There are no dangling carrots in the universe. So when you want something, that comes with it, the built-in prerequisite ability for you to achieve it. So there are no dangling carrots in the universe. If you want it, you can have it. It's just a matter of figuring out how you can get it. So keep that in mind and totally follow your dreams over the next 6 months. It's a very community transit that you're going through. So collaborate with other people. Collaborate. There's a really cool energy with the group. And one of the reasons why groups are so helpful is because we're constantly telepathically communicating with people. So in one-on-one relationships, that's super helpful, right? You get the other person's perspective and you get some of their intelligence or their worldview. But if you have a group of people, you're constantly telepathically communicating with them, and then your worldview can grow even wider, right? You can get multiple perspectives. And also, it's that energy of the collective that can be very empowering to you. So definitely find your tribe, those people that speak to you. Expand your network. Teamwork makes the dream work. I think with social media now, we can really connect with plenty of people. And if you don't know how to do something, there's somebody else who not only knows how to do it, but has done it and can teach you how to do it. And there is a power with the collective, right? So tap into the group energy. Over the next 6 months, a dream you realize may come as a surprise. You might be like, oh, wow, I really do want to do this. I want to play drums, or I want to write a book, or I want to be in galleries, whatever it might be, right? Or it could be a matter that a big dream that you have is actually coming to fruition over the next 6 months, depending on where you are, right? Collaborate and expand your community over the next 6 months. That's going to really help you to grow. And it's also going to give you a lot of energy to fulfill your goals, right? So tap into that collective energy, Sagittarius. And let's see what wisdom you get from the tarot. Wrong deck. What wisdom you get from the tarot for your new moon solar eclipse in Libra. Wisdom for Sagittarius. 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 I like it. I like it a lot. Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles is not terribly ambitious. She just isn't. Ruled by Taurus, Queen of Pentacles wants two things. She wants stability and she wants sensuality. So essentially, she wants plenty of money in the bank, plenty of food in the fridge, and she also wants to feel great physically. She wants to feel great. She might enjoy really great exercise, right? Or she might enjoy fine cuisine, right? Or art, her senses, right? So this card would indicate that you can allow yourself over the next 6 months to make your life an upward ascent against poverty and waste, right? So you're constantly going up. You're regularly pursuing your goals and really just being very, very practical. Not a lot of pomp and circumstance with Queen of Pentacles. I would just say with this card, it's a matter of doing what you need to do to set the groundwork for what you want to accomplish. And I would say in light of this being an 11th house transit for you, be Queen of Pentacles. And what I mean by that is don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. If you have a goal, again, be practical. Somebody else has achieved this goal. Okay, well, what did she do? Similarly, in terms of Queen of Pentacles, in terms of your hopes and your groups and your friends, be that stable person, right? You don't necessarily even need to be a leader in the group, but if you can show up regularly, if you can answer that text to your friends, if you can check in on one of your community members, anything that you can do that's responsible and grounded. And again, Queen of Pentacles is wonderfully unambitious. She just is very economical, and that has its place. I would say for you, Sagittarius, that's really, really good, because you can just show up on a regular basis consistently, no pomp and circumstance. And if you keep doing the work, your dreams are going to come true and your communities will also flourish. So keep that in mind. Happy new moon in Libra, Sagittarius. Capricorn. So Capricorn, this new moon solar eclipse is hitting your personal house of status. This is actually the house that your sign rules. So it's status, reputation, honors, how the world sees you. So it's all a matter of determining what your societal contribution is going to be. What do you want to give to society? How do you want to help improve the world? What do you want to contribute that's going to make a difference? What is going to empower the world? Because if you empower the world, you're going to be empowering yourself, right? And that's what typically Capricorn wants. They want power based upon how they are perceived, right? Because they need to do that in order to be a leader. Long-term goals. So utilize the next 6 months to really think about and implement and move forward strategically toward your long-term goals. So determine what you want 5 years, 10 years, even a year, if you consider that a long-term goal, and what you need to do to get there. And it also will help for you to visualize not just your end result, but your process. And also professional opportunities. There might be some awesome opportunities that come up over the next 6 months. So yeah, be focused on the work that you have in front of you, but be open, relax more, because when Capricorn gets focused on things, similarly to Aries, they see nothing else. And that's not wise, because there's probably going to be some really great professional opportunities. So be sure to relax, be open, Capricorn, to another professional opportunity, a career opportunity that is really, really good that you hadn't thought of before. So you might expect over the next 6 months a surprising turn in your career journey. In the interim, set your clear goals and elevate your status over the next 6 months. How can you be a leader? How can you show up? How can you be absolutely the best version of you in your career? So keep that in mind, Capricorn. And let's see what wisdom you get from the tarot this new moon solar eclipse. Wisdom for Capricorn, wisdom for Capricorn, wisdom for Capricorn. Ooh, interesting. 5 of Wands. Boy, oh boy. So the 5 of Wands is essentially about the thrill of the competition. Unfortunately, with 5 of Wands, it's like being at 6s and 7s with people. Think of it this way. You want Chinese food and your significant other wants pepperoni pizza. That is a problem if you both are going to order or go to the same place, right? So you're at cross purposes, and that's what 5 of Wands can be about. So what do you need to do to compromise, right? Also, it's a matter of picking your battles, right? What battles are worth fighting? Do you really need your pepperoni pizza? Can you acquiesce this time? And then when you really care about something more, assert yourself. I would also say with the 5 of Wands, this is about the thrill of the competition. 5 of Wands might be strife, but there is hopes for winning. You can win this battle. But this is suggesting that right now, especially in light of your house of status, the transit you're going through, the 10th house transit you're going through, there might be competition. The competition is steep. So you want to make sure that you're balancing it and balance all 4 elements. Are you doing things that you're passionate about? Are you doing things that have heart and meaning? Are you touching upon a new idea of a new aspect of yourself? And are you creating those tangible results? So be sure to balance. Capricorn can sometimes be too focused on work, and it becomes so much of an imbalance that it actually is counterproductive. So be sure to balance your work and play and have fun. Look at it as a game. I would say, though, that you want to make sure that you're in good fighting form. And what I mean by that is that you want to make sure that you're all tuned up physically so you're able to compete effectively without being completely exhausted at the end of the day. Think of an athlete, right? They're not going to waste all of their energy in the first quarter. They need to save their energy. So find out what it is that you can do to be more energy efficient. And with the competition or strife, look at it as a game. And you could very much win. So enjoy your new moon in Libra, Capricorn. Aquarius. So this is a pretty cool transit, Aquarius. It's a 9th house transit. So it's a house of your higher mind, expansion, how you can grow, how you can learn. And really, it pertains to your life philosophy. So you want to upgrade your beliefs. That's going to be a big theme over the next 6 months. Aquarians can be know-it-alls, but one of the things that they know it all is that they don't know it all, right? For a lot of things, all we know is that we don't know. But it's the exploration of determining what is what, right? It's the journey that makes life worth living, right? It's discovering what is meaningful that gives life meaning. So think of new ideas. Allow yourself to align with new ideas. Connect with people who know more than you. That's really important, right? You may have been there, done that, and got the t-shirt, but there's certain areas that you might not be as adept in as other people and other cultures, right? It might not be a matter of people know more than you, but they know things in a different way than you. That's why the House of the Higher Mind would encourage you to go on a trip, right? Go to a foreign land, understand people's cultures, understand how people see the world, how they interact differently. And that can be very expansive for you and will help you cultivate your own philosophy. Otherwise, it could be a matter of you're taking a class or you're going back to school and you're doing a deep dive into a subject like philosophy or religion or spirituality. But you want to broaden your horizons. You want to utilize this transit to see life in a brighter, bigger way. You want to leave your provincial perspective, wherever it may be provincial, and allow yourself to see life through a wider lens. Remember, there's always multiple ways that you can perceive something. And with this transit, it's about you allowing yourself to see things in a bigger way, in a more evolved way, in a more advanced way. So broaden your mind, keep your mind open. You might find that you get these new beliefs from unexpected sources. You might go on a trip and be like, oh, wow, I believe that too. Or I believe that now, right? Or you study something and that completely changes your worldview. But allow yourself to be surprised. You might find yourself having an opportunity abroad over the next 6 months with this 9th house transit. In any case, over the next 6 months, it's about embracing learning and expanding your beliefs, right? Doing whatever it is that you can to think in a bigger way, a more evolved way. So let's see, Aquarius, what card you get from the tarot for your new moon in Libra. Let's see. Wisdom for Aquarius, wisdom for Aquarius, wisdom for Aquarius, wisdom for Aquarius. Three of Pentacles. I love it. So Three of Pentacles is all about Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. There's other things too, which I'll get to. But the Three of Pentacles is all about bringing different energies together to accomplish a task. So this could be about recruiting experts, right, for something that you want to do. It could be about, in light of your higher mind transit, this could be about joining a group. Maybe it's a mastermind group. Maybe it's a class, but it's the power of the group. Likewise, the Three of Pentacles could be about you incorporating the three different aspects of your personality, mind, body, spirit, into a project, giving it the works, right? So this is about creating a framework for whatever it is that you want to accomplish. I think in terms of your beliefs, this could very much be about joining a group or being part of a collective community that allows you to expand your mind. So that could be really, really good. I'd also say with Three of Pentacles, it's also a matter of doing what you can to broaden your horizons and give it the works. Like daily, go there and do what you need to do to cultivate a mindset that is empowering and helpful in the pursuit of your goals. So give it the works. Also, I'd say with Three of Pentacles, you probably accomplished a lot more than you realize. The Three of Pentacles doesn't talk about finality, like, oh, you're done. It's sort of the framework is in place for a project. And yes, it needs fine tuning, but you also have gotten a lot done. So I'd also say with Three of Pentacles, Aquarius, give yourself a pat in the back in the sense that you've accomplished a lot. And yes, there's more to be done. If you need to do more, you might want to recruit experts. Otherwise, it's a matter of attacking it on a regular basis. Give a project the works, especially a project that broadens your mind and expands your horizons or other people's, right? Because the ninth house does pertain to entrepreneurship, publishing, broadcast, etc. So definitely expand and grow. Happy new moon in Libra, Aquarius. And last, but certainly not least, Pisces. So Pisces, y'all are going through an 8th house transit, which is essentially all about you doing what you need to do to release anything that doesn't feel good. This is about death, rebirth, transformation. So release and renew. What is love flows, what is not goes. So release anything that feels bad or toxic. This could be a very intense transit for you. You might say, I'm done with this. I can't deal with this anymore. And as a result, you might break free. You might amputate a relationship. Like, I can't deal with this person, place, or thing any longer. I'm done. Done deal records, you might say. And there's a focus on the future, right? You want to focus on the future because what do you need to have die in order for a new beginning to take place? And do remember, under an 8th house transit, you got to mourn the past in order for a new beginning to be really appreciated. So allow yourself to mourn anything that is no longer relevant for you and let go. When you're under an 8th house transit, or even when you get the death card in a reading, or you're going through some Plutonian transit, let go. Go with the flow and be flexible. Otherwise, it's going to be much more painful. So release resistance and let things go. The transformations you undergo over the next 6 months might surprise you in their depth. You might really transform and maybe be unrecognizable to your old self. Now, remember, it's not that you're not amazing now, but when you die, you're letting go of the aspects of you that are no longer relevant or that are inauthentic, and then you get to become more of who you are. So over the next 6 months, focus on rebirth and shed past burdens. Release anything that doesn't feel good. So let's see, Pisces, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your new moon solar eclipse in Libra. Wisdom for Pisces. Wisdom for Pisces. Wisdom for Pisces. Wisdom for Pisces. Pisces. Ooh, the Fool card. So, Fool is card number 0. It's like an egg, right? And you don't know what's in the egg. It's infinite potential, right? So, the Fool card is all about starting over and a brand new beginning. Anything is possible. And that's going to be really key for you, particularly under this 8th house transit. So, when you get the Fool in a reading, there is so much unknown, but that is really, really awesome, right? Because everything and anything is possible. So with the Fool card, allow yourself to start a new beginning. I would also say, though, negatively with the Fool, especially in light of your 8th house transit, which does involve decisions, the Fool doesn't make any bad decisions. He doesn't make any decisions at all. So you want to not sit on the fence, might be advice for the Fool card if you feel like you're wavering, which Pisces can very much do. Otherwise, it's a matter of there's a brand new path ahead, and it's filled with lots of fun, exciting things, right? So allow yourself to go and find it, and allow yourself to tap into that innocent, foolish aspect of your personality. Just make sure that you're making those decisions that are weighing on you, right? Sometimes we wait on making decisions and it's like this albatross around our necks, right? You want to release that. You want to feel free. You want to break free. So make the decisions that you need to make, and then welcome a new beginning, because anything can happen. I love that card for you, Pisces. So there we have it, folks. We did all 12 signs of the zodiac for the new moon solar eclipse in Libra. I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate everybody hanging out here with me live. Happy new moon, Sin. Nice to see you. I'm glad you like the Fool card. So do I. Well, that's all I have here. Be sure to check out your horoscopes. Those are in the description below. And of course, if you want a reading, etc., you can check out my website, psychic-sun.com. That is linked below as well. So I will be in touch with you. I will see you later, particularly on, on Friday, especially for This Week Astrology, when we're going to talk all about next week and its aspects. So happy new moon solar eclipse, everybody. Take good care. Remember your glasses. That solar eclipse if you're watching it. And I will see you soon.